Now, law enforcement has been cracking the whip following the riots and looting. Police and SANDF members have been on a campaign to recover some of the looted goods. A ward councillor, however, in Ekhuruleni has allegedly been arrested and charged with theft and public violence related to the recent unrest. Ekhuruleni Chief Whip of Council and leader of the ANC's caucus in Council, Councillor Jongizizwe Dlabathi, joins me now to provide some clarity on the matter. Mr. Dlabathi, thank you very much for your time on eNCA. Now, first of all, we're hearing reports that this councillor was allegedly arrested for looting. He appeared in court. We missed that court case. Just bring us up to speed. What was this councillor arrested for?
Well, good evening to you and good evening to the listeners, and we really appreciate this opportunity to clarify what really happened. Well, the ANC was informed about the arrest of one of its councillors who belongs in Ward 71 in Davidton. The councillor was arrested on the allegation of theft and public violence. The councillor has since appeared in court, and obviously he was formally charged, and he has since applied for a bail. He remains in custody, and we are waiting for his appearance tomorrow for the bail application.
So we read your statement where the ANC in Ekhuruleni was saying that you're condemning the act, but what else are you doing? We always hear government use that word, and I think South Africans have a bit of a problem with that word by now. It's used quite a lot. What else is the ANC doing in terms of this case and other cases?
Well, it should not be problematic for us to express our condemnation of this unfortunate act. Secondly, it should be clear that the ANC is a non-violent organization. And of course, we will not tolerate any of our member or any of our public representative to be found participating in these activities, which in our view, we consider them to be disruptive, looting, and of course, terrorism. The impact of all these activities are glaring, and they have dire consequences. And it was really unfortunate to have one of our councillors participating in these activities as alleged. Of course, as the African National Congress, we are clear that the law must take its course. That is what the organization has said. But secondly is that the ANC disciplinary processes and guidelines must therefore be invoked. You will appreciate that the councillor has now been formally charged, and our guidelines are clear that when a person has been formally charged, that person must voluntarily step aside immediately. Failure to do that, the ANC is clear that we must then invoke the disciplinary processes in a form of a summary suspension subject to the disciplinary processes. And that is the attitude of the organization, even in the region. But linked to that, he is a public representative, and of course, the council itself, it has its own code of conduct for all councillors, the manner in which all of us must conduct ourselves. And really, this is a point of concern. And of course, as the caucus of the ANC, we will be making our submissions as soon as possible to the Ethics and Integrity Committee, so that they too, they invoke the processes of looking at this conduct and, of course, meeting the necessary consequences.
And with the local government elections, whether happening in October or February, do you think that the people of Davidton in that area should still vote for the ANC after this happened? And also, there's this, sort of culture that is seemingly part of the ANC, with people being accused of such heinous acts and being told to step aside recently.
Well, in our region, this is an unfortunate and an isolated incident. That is why the leadership of the ANC has also moved swiftly to condemn this particular action. So I do not think that on a basis of a single individual, a general perception must be created that this is the culture that is accepted within the African National Congress.
I think it's something that looks that way with the ANC, sir, because if you're honest with us, this is what these are the type of stories that we find on national government level, provincial, and even a lot happens even at municipal level. So I don't think it's an individual.
Well, I'm saying to you, in Ekhuruleni, this is an individual, because you cannot cite any public representative of the ANC in Ekhuruleni who was found wanting with the recent unrest, looting and disruption. So I am factual by saying that in Ekhuruleni, this is an isolated incident. And for that matter, the ANC as an organization has efficiently responded and made it clear of its intention of what it will do with this particular councillor. As a chief whip of the ANC, I'm also affirming a stance that we are not tolerating this, we are condemning it, and we are going to make a submission so that the necessary measures are meted. What is important is the extent to which the ANC is able to respond on these conducts that are unacceptable. If we were delaying, I would say that probably the ANC does not have an appetite to deal with this particular conduct. We have moved swiftly, and you must rest assured that in the city of Ekhuruleni, we will also ensure that the necessary action are taken against this conduct. This is unacceptable.
All right, Chief Whip of the ANC in the city of Ekhuruleni, thank you for speaking to us there. Councillor Jongizizwe Dlabathi on that ANC councillor who's been arrested for allegedly looting and being part of that. Now,